We all know that close grip V-bar rows are excellent for building lower back and mid-back thickness and strength, but you might not always have one of these or a cable machine at your disposal. So today I'm going to walk you through how to do close grip rows using a pair of clench band handles and 41-inch resistance bands. All right, so the first exercise, we're going to be doing a seated close grip row. So what you're going to need for this is some kind of a bench to sit on, a bench or a chair or a box or an ottoman, whatever you can get to sit on. And then also you're going to need a low anchor point. I'm using a wall anchor. You could use a door anchor strap or a post or one of the wall anchors as well, whatever works best for you. And a tip for the door anchor strap, put it on the hinge side of the door so that when you pinch that anchor strap in there, you can pinch it below one of the hinges so that it won't slide up on you and it'll stay nice and secure. To set this exercise up, grab your 41-inch band. I'm using a green band, which is a little bit on the heavier side. You can obviously use whatever size band that fits you best, but I just want to show you the green band because that is a heavier band and people are probably a little bit more interested in seeing the heavier side of things. And to set this exercise up, you get your bench an appropriate distance away from the wall, and then you can do just your hands, or you can grab the band with your hands and then scoot back and make sure that you get to a point where you have tension kind of pulling you forward. And then you want to keep your spine in a nice vertical and neutral position and be prepared to roll those shoulder blades back. So what we want to do is start rolling them shoulder blades back and then driving back with our elbows, exhaling and squeezing at the top, and then letting it down nice and slow. Now you can see, well, I'm pulling this back with my hands are starting to get wider and wider as I pull them back. And that's just kind of a natural motion, especially when you start to put that load on your muscles. And obviously this video is about close grip rows, so to keep that grip nice and close and help you drive with the appropriate muscles and engaging those lower lats, the lower traps, and all those muscles in the center, you want to keep a close grip. So what we can do is grab our clench band handles and just pop them in here. So what we're gonna do is grab one ear out of the one handle and put one ear on both sides of the band just like that. And then you can follow it up with the second handle. You just put the ear in right next to the other ear, and then you have this nice V-bar setup. And this is gonna make it a lot more comfortable to hang on to because now you have this nice area to grip that's not pulling or getting stretched out as you go through the rep. And it also is gonna force your hands to stay together during this rep. So now when I do this rep, pulling back, you can see my hands stay together and I'm driving those elbows back behind my back. And I'm feeling it a lot more in those lat muscles, lower traps, and in the rhomboids as well. And also as you're doing this exercise, you can change that angle. So if I went to a little bit higher anchor point, I'd get more of a horizontal vector, and that's all gonna change what muscles you're working in your back so you can customize it for yourself. Next exercise, we're going to do a close grip bent over row. So this is a lot like a T-bar row or a landmine row. It's close grip, and we're gonna be able to use just a 41-inch band, our Clench Fitness foot plate, and a pair of band handles. And to set this up, we're gonna use these center handles here. So I'm gonna loop the band through one side and then through the other side of this handle so that the band comes through just like this. And then it's gonna come up through the board just like this. And then you just gotta adjust it to get it in the right position. And then it's the same thing as we did with our wall anchor. One ear from each side of the handle goes on each side of the band. Get everything hooked in here nice. Then you bring in your other ears nice together. And now what this does is, because we strung it across the span between the two handles here, or the two slots, it took up some slack. So now I have nice tension here at the bottom. I can get a nice wide base. And then you just gotta position yourself accordingly so that you can row it right up into that midsection. And again, we wanna be bent over here, but pulling our core in tight. and making sure that our spine is in a neutral position. We don't want to be hunched over. We don't want to be overarched. It should be neutral. Your neck should be neutral. And then you want to let yourself all the way down, and you should have tension at the bottom of this rep pulling you into the board. So you want to stand up just enough so that you got good tension at the bottom, and then driving with our elbows, squeezing with those lats, and then letting it down nice and slow. And again, we're pulling it right up into our midsection. And you get really great lat engagement here. And that's how you do the close grip, bent over row with resistance bands. Last exercise here, bonus exercise. So this technically isn't it's not a row, it's a pull down, but you can use the same close grip V-bar setup as we were using to achieve this. So all you need here is a high anchor point, and you're gonna want something that's pretty decently high. So you might have a wall anchor like this, or if you have like a pull-up bar or something like that, that's high. And it's even better if it kind of sticks out from the wall a little bit so that you can get directly underneath of it. That's what I would recommend for this exercise. And to set it up, it's the same thing as before. So you loop your band through that anchor point, grab your first handle and hook it in to each ear. One end of the band goes into each ear. And then we're gonna grab our second handle, pop it in right next to the other one with the same configuration. So now we got that V configuration. And then all you're gonna do is get your bench set up as directly underneath of the anchor point as possible so that we can get, almost a straight down pulling path. You're gonna be a little bit limited here because your knees are gonna get close into the wall. That's why I mentioned if you have like a pull-up bar or something that sticks out from the wall, that's even better. And then to do the rep, it's just like any other pull down. Again, we're keeping our spine in that neutral position, pulling our core in tight, and then full extension. So make sure that you will have your lengths and everything set up so that at the very top of the rep, these bands are pulling you into full extension. I don't want you to run out of band tension before you're fully extended. And then to do the rep, we're just pulling it straight down into that sternum or lower chest area. Big squeeze at the bottom. Again, driving our elbows behind the spine. And a big squeeze there, pause, and then letting it up nice and slow. And this feels really good. And you can play with the angles. I like to stay as vertical as possible, but you might need to scoot back a little bit to get the angle set up for you. In summary, we went through 3 exercises today. The first one was the seated close grip V-bar row. The second one was a bent over variant of that close grip V-bar row. And then that last one was the bonus exercise that's actually a pull down, but it's still going to hit those back muscles. Honestly, I use those 3 variations in pretty much all of my back workouts. I find that close grip and that secure feeling allows me to use more resistance and also allows me to stay controlled in the range of motion so that when I get to that peak contraction, I can really feel it in the muscles that I'm trying to work, in those lower lats, those rhomboids, those lower traps. Like, I can really feel it contract. And that's ultimately what you want to be shooting for, or what I like to shoot for, because when you can feel that muscle contraction and when you can really load it up with a lot of resistance, that is what's going to help drive that growth. And then every week, if you try to beat what you did in the prior week by increasing the resistance or just doing a couple of extra reps with the same resistance than you did last week, that is how you can structure progress and basically build in growth and improvement throughout your workouts. So I highly recommend giving these exercises a try and adding them into your workouts. And please drop in the comments which one of these 3 you like the most. And also, of course, if you have any questions or concerns, drop that in the comments as well, and we'd be happy to answer any of the questions that you might have. As always, be sure to smash that like button if you find this video useful. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of it, and we would greatly appreciate likes, subscribes, and comments because it helps us to grow this channel and get YouTube to show it to more people. And also, if you need any resistance bands or accessories that you saw in this video today, we're going to link them in the description, and all you need to do is head over to clenchfitness.com and we will hook you up. And thank you for watching.